Yeah, good afternoon. I think you have enjoyed your this visit to our campus. I think you are in high school level, high school standard. Which class?
Yes, sir.
10th class. Very good. Your board of the exams are over.
No, sir.
No, no. Oh, I think you are preparing for. I think you have to prepare.
We just entered 10th.
Oh, just entered 10th. Completed your ninth class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is very good. Uh, I think this is the first visit to our campus or any forest area.
Yes,
I think
sir.
you have understood the ecosystem of our forest. I think you have noticed many plants, animals, birds, and other organisms in our campus. Now, and it is necessary to conserve our forest for social well-being and for maintaining balance in the nature and atmosphere. And we are at the same time we are developing, we are constructing many buildings, many other infrastructure are coming up, but at the same time we are conserving our forests, natural resources, and we are conserving biodiversity because forests they support the biodiversity, basically all organisms, and they are thriving on our forests. If we lose our forests, we will lose our biodiversity, and hence it is our basic requirement for conserving our forest for sustainable development, for conservation of biodiversity. It is essential, but with the many species are becoming extinct in the recent years, and because why they are extinct, they are their habitat is lost because they can't survive anywhere, because we are human beings are civilized, we can survive anywhere, but animals are not like that. They need specific environment, specific ecosystem for their they need their own natural habitat. In their natural habitat only they can survive. Otherwise, if we destroy their natural habitat, what they can't survive in other places. And that is the need. We have to conserve in its nature, in its pristine original form, and we should not pollute it. And because nowadays pollution is also increasing rapidly. What kind of pollution you must have studied? Air pollution, land pollution, water pollution, and marine pollution. Pollution is there everywhere. Space also, nowadays pollution is happening, and we have to pollute. The basic cause of pollution is waste generated by human beings only, no nothing else. And human beings are generating lot of because we are consuming lot of resources, and at the same time we are generating lot of waste. And there is no, earlier there was no concept. The resources were abundant, we are consuming and producing wastes, and releasing these wastes into land, air, and water bodies, marine, everywhere. We are throwing all these things, and they are over a time they are accumulating, they can't be destroyed. Like many plastics, metals, and chemicals, they will persist in atmosphere for long time. Many waste gases, because nowadays you must have heard about global warming. And this greenhouse gases, they are causing global warming, and this temperature of the earth is increasing, and global warming effect is increasing on many areas, and many coastal areas, coastal marine resources also affected, forest resource also affected, atmospheric cycles also affected, water cycles are affected because of global warming, and our agriculture productivity is also affected. And many become species are becoming their existence is threatened because of global warming. That's why we have to prevent global warming, and we have to reduce consumption of fossil fuels like many petroleum products and other products. And there is a concept of alternate energy sources is coming up. We have to many institutes are working on generation of alternate source of fuel, and electricity. The hydroelectricity is produced in a limited way. Thermal power is the major component for power is required for running our industries, for development. At the same time, we have to reduce our fossil fuels, and we are depending on coal for running our thermal power stations. Like many countries, like developed countries, they have banned the USA, Australia, Japan. They are not extracting coal from their land to prevent pollution and conserve forests. But we are still extracting our coal. But that is the requirement. We are ours is a developing country, not developed country, and we have to um, um, extract minerals for our country's development like coal. But at the same time, we have to be judicious and and using these resources for generation of power and other running our industries. And we have to recycle also. We have to recycle our uh, whatever this plastic wastes or metal wastes. And nowadays, the sewage disposal is a major problem, and we have to treat it and leave it into our rivers, lakes, so that we can reduce our water pollution. And this household garbage is also a major problem. They are dumping everywhere. That nowadays the household garbage production is also increased many times. Earlier, we used to generate less garbage, but nowadays we are consuming many goods because earlier used to produce less goods and consumption was also less. But nowadays the consumption is also increased many folds, and there we are generating most of the wastes. And uh, daily the garbage production is also in cities, towns, even villages also nowadays increased. And this garbage disposal is also becoming a major problem. They are simply dumping on land and they are accumulating. And yeah. And there should be some mechanism to use garbage and to recycle it and dispose it in a proper way to reduce land pollution and other pollution effects, because they are directly affecting your health, causing many diseases not only to you but to many animals and birds and other species also they are affected. And that is threatening the conservation of biodiversity. Because in your our childhood, we used to observe many these sparrows, house sparrows, but now you can't to spot any house sparrow in your house or anywhere. And nowadays the pigeons are increasing and many numbers, because it is a favorable habitat, these buildings and high-rise structures. But for sparrows, they need huts and other small and wells that as earlier used to have open wells for drawing water, and in them they used to then put their nests. But such structures are not there. That's why they are becoming extinct. And this is not a healthy sign of biodiversity conservation. There should be uh, the distribution of all these species should be uh, uh, there. They all this, life forms should be supported. Then only we can conserve diversity effectively, because there is a balance between all organisms, like producer to consumers. There is a balance is maintained. Food web is maintained, and if and there is a topmost species will be there, that keystone species that controls the ecosystem, like tiger and other higher predator. They need entire ecosystem intact, then only they can um, it can be conserved. Otherwise, if the food chain or food web is destroyed, then their survival is threatened. That's why we have to maintain ecosystem in a proper way. And this is the basic need of the biodiversity conservation. Apart from that, we uh, this resource conservation is also important. And these minerals, especially coal, iron ore, all these minerals we are digging up there, in no time they will be become extinct and they will be depleted resources. But for recycling is one of the this circular economy concept has come. We have to recycle and reuse, and we have to reduce use of uh, we should not waste. That is the main purpose. If we waste our resources, they will be depleted. And uh, this resource conservation, because many resources are there inside the forest areas only. Coal is there in under the beneath the forest. Iron ore is there beneath the forest, and wherever forests are there, minerals are also there. Without destroying, you can't extract any minerals, and that is the thing for if you. And we have to judiciously extract these things without destroying the forest, and there should be. And whenever when any we destroy it, the basic purpose when we have to replant it. That otherwise as you have studied, one third of our land area should be under forest cover, and we are not maintaining that much. Only 24% of forest area is under forest cover nowadays, and we have to increase it. And forest recorded government land forest area is not 33%. Only 22% area is under forest department government forest recognized recorded forest area is there. But how can we increase to 33%? Only trees outside forest is a option. Outside forest we can grow wherever wastelands are there, along the roadsides, along the tank bunds, and along other open inaccessible lands, wherever wastelands are there, that can be these can be planted in your colonies, along your uh, household backyard, house backyard there, and other in agriculture lands also, along the bunds they can plant under agroforestry method, so that we can increase our tree cover. And we can, if we increase our tree cover, at least we can some extent we can compensate for the loss of forest, our recorded forest. And when we can try to increasing our forest area, and not 33%, at least by 24, 25, 26%. If we increase our tree cover also, then also our atmospheric pollution can be under control. And forest is the basic necessity for maintaining water cycles, as you have studied. And forest acts like a sponge. If you remove the sponge, the water will go. If you sponge is there, it will retain water and it is slowly released. Forest is also acting like that only. And when we cut forest, and whenever it rains, the entire water will go into rivers, and it will cause floods, and the water will go into the sea. And afterwards there will be when rainy season is over, the dry conditions will be there. And the forest helps in recharging groundwater table. Earlier used to be groundwater at high, but now groundwater table is going deep and deep, because our water resources are also depleting because of our forests are cut. And groundwater recharge is also being affected. And if you maintain tree cover, the groundwater recharge is also done, so that too we can have sufficient water. Otherwise, our water resources, freshwater resources are limited. Our marine resources are, marine water is more, but that we can't consume. No, we have to consume only fresh water only. And for that, we have to recharge our groundwater, and we have to protect our freshwater resources like rivers, lakes, and other water bodies. We have to conserve it, so that we can supply water to our agriculture. You can't cultivate using marine water, no sea water. You have to use only fresh water only for cultivating your crops, and for drinking purposes, and for your industrial use, and for your domestic use. What you will use, only fresh water only can be used, not marine water. And for that we have to conserve forests, so that you can recharge your tanks, water bodies, you can recharge it. And so that you can our water resources also can be protected. And if we protect our water resources, we can conserve our biodiversity also. And Telangana, then, if there, it used to be a dry area. Nowadays this they are um, this under Artharam program, they are planting trees. And now the biodiversity also increasing. You can notice many green areas are coming around the cities, and the bird population increased, and many animals, and their microhabitat is also improving by planting trees. And you can also observe. You should be, if you want to become a conservationist, you have to observe your nature, your surroundings, and what are the dynamics in your uh, locality, and how this ecosystem is functioning, how. And wherever forest tree cover is there, the temperature in summer will be less. And wherever there are industries are there, wherever only buildings are there, the temperature will be very high. And so that this tells about the necessity of planting trees. If you plant trees, you will get oxygen, fresh air, and the atmospheric temperature is also will be less. And it will reduce other pollution effects. And trees, um, uh, they will act as a screen for many pollutants. They observe, they can neutralize many oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, and they can be neutralized. The trees directly consume carbon dioxide, and reduce the effect of nitrogen and sulfur oxides. They are deleterious. They cause lung diseases and other problems, skin diseases in human beings. And so that if you plant trees, the pollution effects can be reduced. And uh, this is basically, you must have studied in your science and other areas, but to sensitize you, I think you have visited our campus and some to make you conscious about your environment. And I think many of you are interested in your environment, nature, forest. In not only in science, in social studies also, you have studied Article 51A. You must have studied, no? Fundamental duties. Article 51A. What it says? You must be compassionate with your wildlife, plants, animals, and you have to conserve lakes, rivers, and forests. You have to protect forests. This is the fundamental duty of every citizen of India, as per Article 51A of Indian Constitution. You have to respect your constitution and you protect your forest and environment. And not only that, 48A also says it is the uh, directive principle of the state. State has to also has to protect the forest and conserve the environment. That's why government is also taking action to preserve our environment, forest, natural resources, and that is the reason. And many courts are also taking action to protect our natural resources. That's why many courts have given judgments to close polluting industries. Why they have asked to because if they pollute, it will affect the life of the people. Many industries used to function in here, GD Metla and other areas, and they were closed down because they were releasing pollutants and affecting the health of the people, and they are threatening, that is threatening the right to life of the people. Article 21A you must have studied, no? And Article 21 says what it, right to life, right to, if you don't have clean water, clean air, how can you, your right to life is protected. And that's why this Article 21 is affected. It is a fundamental right that you, it is a states elected government's duty to protect your fundamental rights. You can approach court also by filing public interest litigation in High Court or Supreme Court if your fundamental rights are affected. Uh, that's why many people who filed public interest litigation in courts, High Court, Supreme Court, and they have made these polluting industries to be shut down to reduce the pollution of water bodies, land, and other areas for protecting the right to life of the people. And and under public interest litigation also, you can protect your fundamental rights for if there is pollution causing industry or any other person. And this is basically duty of the courts, what to what role the government and courts are playing to protect our environment, forest. Uh, the, Under judicial activism, they have the suo moto, they have many courts have taken to protect their this environment and nature. uh, Anything you know? I think this is basically about forest, nature, and other things. We have a good tradition, heritage of our forests. India, since Ashoka period, you must have studied in social studies. They are promoting conserving forests. Basically, India is a um, um, mega diversity country, and since many ancient period, we are protecting our forests. We are managing trees judiciously. Many sacred groves, such things are also established. But we were conserving our forests and managing our forests sustainably. Sustainable management means, and you can uh, take benefits without destroying its potential to regenerate. That is the concept of sustainability. Sustainable management means you will not destroy it permanently, will not cause any harm to forest permanently, so that its potential will not be lost. But at the same time, you will get benefits from forest, whatever benefits you want. That is the concept of sustainable management of forest. You have to manage your forest sustainably, so that they will not be deployed, they will not be destroyed, they will not be degraded, and you can maintain it permanently. But that is not happening. We have, forests are common resources. It is not a private resource. If it is a your private property, what you will do? You will protect it properly. But if it is a common resource, what you will do? Everybody will take whatever they want to, and there is no limit also. Everybody will try to grab as much as possible. If it is a common resource, forest is a common resource. That's why what they did, everybody grabbed whatever they want to, and without any restriction. But human beings greed will not be satisfied. Animals, they have limited need, and they are not greedy. That's why whatever they need for their food, that much only they will take. But human beings are not like that. They will take for themselves, and they will vote it, they will destroy it, and for economic their prosperity. And for that reason only forests were destroyed. And India was conserving their resources properly. But during British period, there was a concept of commercialization. Okay, you are feeling hungry, I think. Oh, you are getting late. Okay, then. Okay, then if you are feeling hungry, I should not stop. That is essential. You have to take your food, and okay, wish you all the best for your exams, and for thank you for coming. And in future also you can visit our campus and like a picnic. And thank you very much.